Hello and welcome back to Donkey Kong 64, where today we are going to get back on things. We have finished up Angry Aztec with every Kong we have. Hang on, game is very loud again. Apparently it decided to set all of its volumes back up to maximum. There we go. Now my ears don't hurt. Anyway, yeah, we finished Angry Aztec with every Kong we have access to. But we've gained 2 Kongs since we were last in Jungle Japes. So we're gonna go there and get some extra bananas. Admittedly, we could wait until we have Chunky, and maybe that's actually for the better, because that way we don't have to revisit it again. Yeah, we'll wait until we have Chunky. Which means Gloomy Galleon, I believe, is next. Provided I can remember where the entrance was. I know it was underwater. Oh, right, we were also going to get the banana camera. That's important. Banana camera. Where is... Right, Frantic Factory. That's the thing that's next, not Gloomy Galleon. There's Banana Fairy Island. I need to be tiny. I shouldn't even be DK right now. I don't think I've gone to the island yet, so if it does have a warp pad, we don't have it unlocked. It does have a warp pad. Well, that's an easy banana. Yeah, Gloomy Galleon and Frantic Factory are a pretty big jump from Jungle Japes and Angry Aztec. Oh, I just don't know what to do. There was this huge tremor recently and it scared my banana fairies so much that they panicked and flew away. I'll reward anyone who manages to find them all and bring them back to me. Please help me, little one. Calm down, Mrs. Fairy. My friends and I will look out for them on our adventure. Oh, thank you, but I'm afraid you won't be able to simply grab them out of the air. The only way to catch banana fairies is by trapping them inside special banana skin photographs. Here, take my magical camera. It already has some film in it. To activate the camera, press and hold Z, then press C down. Take a fairy's picture by pressing B. As a sign of our friendship, I'll now teach you and your friends a secret ability. Press and hold B to power up this move, and then release the button to activate it. As well as protecting you, it can also be useful for unearthing hidden items. Unfortunately, it needs a crystal coconut to work, so use it wisely. Okay. If memory serves, there is something else in here. I mean, behind that door, I believe, is the rare banana. Which will be what gets us to 101%. Amusingly enough, the way the game calculates percentages, what actually happened... I was already big. What actually happens in terms of percentage calculations is if you get everything that counts for percentage gain, you get up to a whopping 101.4%. And if you have 101.4% and the rare banana, then the game basically just says, okay, yep, that's good enough. You have 101%. Too many other games with bats that swarm you have made me worry that those bats would harm me, but nope, they're just there to show up and be visual elements. Do I need to be going further up, or did I need to go across? We shall find out, won't we? Looks like further up worked just fine. I don't believe this is for Donkey. That's for Chunky. This is for Donkey, but he can't use it yet. Alright, B-Locker, we've got more than 15 bananas. Here's one of them Kongs. Get him! Whee! Catch me if you can! Hey, this kid's quick. What's that thing on his back? Okay, you two morons. Here's your chance. We're gonna get the DK coin in this level, and also we're going to get the Chunky. Help me! Chunky doesn't like heights! What's this button do? These guys are remarkably sturdy. Beginning to wonder if DK is even capable of defeating them with his standard moves. Did not intend to just fall all the way down. So I guess it's good that I didn't. This is glass. Seeing a lot of stuff for Tiny. Not so much for Donkey, but then again, the main path here has Donkey bananas. Alright, so we're at the production level. We've seen lanky and tiny panels, and there's a chunky panel. And a diddy panel. So we've got panels for everyone but Donkey down here. So I guess Donkey is not really meant to do anything in here. He is just walking on through. Oh, there's Chunky up there. Bananas first. And what have I accomplished? I have created the lever in front of the Donkey Kong game. Which, incidentally, that game right there has always fascinated me. Because it is right there, and yet, Nintendo always said, like, oh yeah, the full version of this game had never been released in the United States before. We only got the version without the Pie Factory. Until they released it on Switch. But then, right here in this game, there is that. With the Pie Factory. The first time I ever played DK Arcade was in this game. And it had the Pie Factory in the US. So, like, they're posturing about how, oh yeah, the Switch release is the first time we've ever had the Pie Factory in the US. No, it's not. Okay, I've opened a gate somewhere. Do I have any idea where that is? Nope. But dang if I didn't open it. Ah, there's Cranky. And Candy too. What do you have, Candy? She has an instrument for Chunky, and that's it. Okay. I've perfected another of my potions, Donkey, and it's yours for just 7 coins. Ah, good old Simium Stranus. Let's see if you're as strong as you're supposed to be. When you find a lever, stand on the footplate and press B to try and pull it. I bet you can't. You bet I can't, but you just gave me a potion that is meant to give specifically that ability. So if I can't, that means that you're selling bad products. So really, if I can't pull a lever at this point, it's on you, Cranky. I forget, is DK meant to be Cranky's grandson or son? I think his grandson. Alright, time for some Donkey Kong. I took so many tries to actually beat this as a kid. So many tries. But as a result of all of that play, it did become one of my comfort food games. Like, I did a stream of the, Of course the pie reversed as soon as I got up. Wow, game over. No, not ah. Tried hitting down, but you can't use down here. So I guess that's part of why it took so many tries, is you only get the one life. Yeah, I played the Switch Arcade Classics release of this for one stream or video at some point, and yeah, it's a comfort food game to me. I do love it. Barely made it over that one. A smidge slower getting through the first stage this time, but hey. Alright, this time, we're not gonna get hit by the very first pie because the very first pie isn't even here yet. I do not want to actually have this hammer. Unless this fire comes up to me? Yeah. And no, we don't have to get the purse, the hat, or the umbrella. But I'm getting all three. Excuse me, game? I jumped over that. It's a shame red is so cumbersome to enter here. Because they don't let you go down or up. You can only go left or right to cycle through letters. The funny part is I've died on the Pie Factory twice, and yet the Pie Factory is
arguably the easiest level in this game. Cool, didn't even get points for jumping that last barrel. Pie Factory does get a smidge more difficult if you try and collect all of the collectibles. I wish we could toss the hammer like we can in Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Mario vs. Donkey Kong's real good, by the way. So is Donkey Kong 94. Okay, there we go. Pie Factory defeated. I am not going to bother to grab all of the grabbables at 75 meters. We're taking the fast way out. We're not taking the fast way out. I jumped too early. But hey, we reached the high score. I could have sworn there was some point value at which they give you a 1-up. Maybe it's 10K. I could have sworn it was 5K for a 1-up in the original arcade version. So yeah, definitely a ROM hacked version, but it is still the same game. And it does still have the Pie Factory, which we supposedly never got in the US. It's been here since the 90s. I'm now remembering, this one time I went to a birthday party for my grandfather. Long, long time ago. Like over a decade ago. And at the brewery that the party was at, they had an arcade machine that was 100% not a legitimate cabinet. Like, it was one of those piracy machines that has a bunch of ROMs from a bunch of different games. Except, it was almost certainly very illegal because it was coin-op, it wasn't free play. And it had this game in it. Specifically, a version of the American ROM. It did not have, getting up just yet. It did not have the Pie Factory. Dang it. Jumped too early. Yeah, Outlander probably a MAME cabinet. Oh hey, we did get a 1-up at 10K. Yeah, it didn't have the Pie Factory. And its difficulty was set... I was not early enough in jumping to the elevator there. I like taking that shortcut, and I'm usually better at it. Yeah, it was no Pie Factory, but it was set such that its difficulty was much higher than normal. Like, once I beat this standard version of the game and get my golden banana for it, we're gonna have to do it again for the Nintendo coin, and they're gonna make us do it effectively on hard mode. And the version that this coin-op arcade machine had was definitely designed to be a quarter muncher, because it was set even harder than what we're gonna see here. On the ladder. Ladder, please extend. Thank you. Okay, I need to grab this umbrella if I want... Oh, I need to grab more than just the umbrella if I want to one-up. Dang it! I am gonna waste so much time going for this, I swear. But I'm gonna get it. And since I now know that this cycles all the way around, I can at least enter my name faster. I would put in my initials, but that would be exposing too much information now, wouldn't it? In this day and age. And no, my initials are not RMS for RedmondStache. Outlander, I'd actually argue that doing the springs climb the normal way isn't really that much harder. It's just a difference of 1 or 2 springs crossings. Which isn't a whole lot. Excuse me, I wanted that hat. We can get the one up if I grab that hammer, but grabbing that hammer past the fireball, maybe not worth the attempt. So we're gonna have to go at this with no bonus life. Though we will get it for the final stage, should we reach it. Why do I keep climbing up this? I don't have to climb up the ladder first. Okay, we're doing the normal climb. And yeah, it cuts out 2 springs crossings. Which the only difficult part about the springs crossings is dealing with the noise. It's finding your timing here, which I just failed because I went past the ladder. There we go. Okay, we've got a 1-up. We have 2 chances to defeat Donkey, who is actually Cranky. Canonically, this is Cranky Kong that we're dealing with. And going for all of the ones on one side first is actually super not advised. Because then you end up with situations like this, where all the fires are in one spot. And then you can't use the hammer here on the left for anything. Okay. And we win. So that's banana.
Squawk! Now you've warmed up, how about trying to win a unique special prize by completing it? Again! Just 2 coins to play again, Squawk!
Okay. Time for hard mode. Gotta grab that coin. Okay, so yeah. This blue barrel is aimed such that if you start off moving and you do not stop, it will hit you. Oop. Okay, yeah. This is rough. And yet, like... The one that I played at that one brewery in the illegitimate cabinet, not only was the first barrel that was thrown blue, so was the second. So that's just an example of how they make it tougher, just more blue barrels that create flames when they hit the oil barrel at the bottom. Right? Need to not just move forward. And grabbing the hammer is actually mostly a waste of time. And we've got a good opening here. Alright, that is 25 meters complete. And if memory serves, that's the only stage that gets, like, significantly harder. I guess there's 2 fires here, which is a slight difficulty increase. But it's not a huge difference. It is going to keep me on the left side here, though, instead of going over to that right side. Oh, let's not get pied. Thankfully, we don't have to climb up to the coins platform in the pie factory. And hey, we got us a 1-up. And we're taking the long way again. The spring crossings are noticeably harder in this hard mode. Mainly because the springs just come faster. Getting up to the platform with the coin is going to be the hardest part of this, because the springs are coming faster. And I remember this taking me many tries back in the day. But I got it. So now we've got 2 lives to get rid of the big man himself. And if I grab this, that's 1,500 points, which is not another 1-up. So let's not do everything on one side just yet. You gotta love dying after grabbing a hammer because you haven't yet swung it. Okay. Let's give this another shot. This time, preferably with a victory. Maybe I will do all one side first, because if it's all the right side, you actually aren't at as big a disadvantage as if you do all the left side first. Okay, let's go all the way down. I might be boned. Okay, RNG didn't hate me. I'm gonna grab this. Whether I can actually get any value out of it is another question. Oh, we might get one. Might get two. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's at least something. Alright, Jumpman, let's go hit that last one. The way is clear. And there we go, Nintendo coin obtained. And now I am the whole scoreboard. So, took me quite a few tries to get the gold banana, but getting the Nintendo coin? Just 2 attempts. Okay, so... where else can Donkey go right now? We opened that one gate that I have no idea where it is. So we might be able to go through that. Maybe it's through here, or no, because that would be... well, maybe it is through there. I don't think it's through here. Where did I open a gate? It's not up here. Is it even somewhere that Donkey can reach? Be weird if it wasn't, considering Donkey was required to open it. I need to make more use of the banana porters. So was it perhaps over this way? It was. There's Snide. Excuse you? I was on the opposite side of the pole from you. And what's in the testing department? So we got Snide, who is going to be down here, I guess. Oh, we've activated the 3 on this side. And apparently we haven't activated it on that side, despite it having been available to us from the moment we stepped foot in this level. Because I just didn't see it next to the window, I suppose. And we'll come back for this tiny balloon later, or maybe we'll come back for it right now because I accidentally jumped in the tag barrel. There's a window here, but we're not allowed to look through it to the other side, even though we started off on the other side. There's a donkey balloon, but we can't get to it just yet. Here's some donkey coins. We can get to these. I do not recall Donkey being the one meant to climb this tower, and indeed he isn't. Okay, so Tiny can get small and go in there. Lanky's got a platform here that he'll have to deal with at some point, but first we'll have to get him that move. Is there anything else for Donkey in here? Doesn't look like it. So, what's over in R&D? You know what? Maybe we shouldn't be going to new sections just yet. Not when we've still got somewhere to go that is not a new section. Ah, we got Funky over here. So now we at least know where he is for when it is time to get Chunky his gun. Take a look at this ammo belt, Donkey. All you Kong dudes get to carry more ammo for just 3 coins. I take it you're up for it? Okay, Donkey, you're now maxed out at 100 shots. 0 doing right now, Donkey dude, blah, blah. I feel like he shouldn't say, oh, I have nothing to sell you right now after I literally just bought something from him. Like, seriously, just kick me out after you give me the only new thing you have, instead of saying, oh, sorry, I don't have anything new. I know you don't have anything new, I just bought it. Banana Fairy. Fairy wary. Fairy this way. Fairy. I pressed A instead of B when the face was green. There. Fairy captured. Okay, there's that. So now we're gonna have to hit these buttons in numerical order. Can we count fast enough? Well, you start with 1, and then you go 2. And then after 2 comes 3. And I'm pretty sure 4 follows 3. And then 5 follows 4. And then we gotta go to 6. Little rude of them to put it right next to 9 here. And then 7. And we all know what 7 did to 9. And then we all know what comes at 9. It's 9. And then following 9, you got 10. Then you go to the double digits. I mean, 10 was already double digits, so we were already in the tricky part. But thankfully, the trickier it gets, the fewer options you have to get it wrong. And there we go. We have counted to 16.
Oh, banana.
Not many video games where they ask a monkey to count. So I think now we've got to go to the R&D department. Or else change off of Donkey. Let's actually use this banana porter right now. Because it takes us right here to the entrance. And that will give us a chance to unlock this. And then we can banana port right back. Okay, so it looks like going this way might get us to that lever for Donkey. And sure enough, it does. So as we can see, toy sales over time. We had some steady increase, but then when we had a bit of a crash, but then we increased again, but now we're not doing so hot. Okay, so we unlocked the battle arena, as well as another grate. And I know what we're gonna end up doing when we go through that little tiny spot. And it is not going to get us the rare coin, despite having the rare logo on it. Wow, really? Also, I was holding B and it did nothing there. Banana Fairy said that move would protect us. Oh, kind of wanted that watermelon piece. No, no! That feel when you try and do a high jump, get a long jump? It was very rude of them to put the crown high enough that a standard jump doesn't reach it. Also very rude of them to make the knockback enough that we go careening off the edge most of the time if we take a hit. I mean, it is nice that that kills Kasplat immediately. Okay, so we cannot rely on that move, because in order to use it, we have to do the stationary double slap. Even getting the brief stun on the Kasplat with the slaps doesn't ensure that we can successfully use the move. Oh, but here I didn't have to use the slap. Interesting. Why is it that sometimes it lets me charge it, and other times it doesn't when I do the kick? Okay, and a standard jump actually can reach it. I don't know why I tried to high jump before then. Cool. I threw away a victory on a faulty assumption. Ooh, we got a donkey balloon. But it looks like if we jump down that hole, there's no easy coming back. And so I shan't jump down it yet. And what is this? Nothing. And that's for Diddy. Oh, hang on. We got a number. 3124. And that looks like a trombone for Lanky, maybe? Or maybe a saxophone for Tiny? Either way, it's not for Donkey. We know that. Resolution's a little low to get all the information we need. So, I guess let's jump down this hole. And where does this put us? Ah, here at the Danger High Voltage No Admittance Shed. Good thing monkeys can't read. Oh, the only thing Donkey knows here is he saw a button with a coconut on it. He can read coconut. Donkey, your face is inside the lever. Online checking, starting auto production. And now the factory has been actoried. Or activated, as the case may be.
Oh, banana.
And a banana for our troubles. So we still haven't found Donkey's Kasplat, nor have we found 15 bananas. It actually kind of bugs me how much the camera respects walls in this game. Well, we ain't getting through that as Donkey. Yeah, like, for example, if I want to turn the camera behind Donkey here, I have literally no options. Like, the camera respects the wall too much. It won't go through it. Right C and left C, neither one puts the camera facing the other way. We have to use the R button to make the camera actually stop respecting walls so much. And I'm pretty sure Donkey isn't even meant to be up here. Like, I don't think there's anything for him to do. But we're still going to carefully make our way as far as we can, just in case. Even the R button can't make the camera disrespect walls enough to let us see straight ahead here. Which is actually going to make jumping onto these very difficult. Platforming in 3D space when you can't make the camera cooperate is rough. Like, if you cannot see what you are jumping to, then getting on it is not easy. And if you can see what you're jumping to, getting on it can still be difficult. And I'm not sure it's even worth my time to be trying this. But dang it, I don't like swapping monkeys until I have either exhausted all of my options or finished everything with one monkey. Which I guess is also exhausting my options. Wait for this thing to slow down again. Okay, at least this way we can see it coming. I was on it, but then I wasn't. I really wish they made the standard jump just a little bit higher. It feels a smidge too low. Come on, donkey. No! If I could at least land back on the middle, it would be so much better. Donkey? Gonna need you to actually get onto the platform that we climb up onto. And that's just starting to turn, so we need to wait a little bit. Okay, time for one more try at this. Okay, we made it on this time. Now, where am I going? Here. And we've got a warp panel, so we never have to make that again. Seen a couple tag barrels and plenty of non-DK bananas. So that's a path for only Lanky. But we're still gonna make our way over to it. Okay, that's a Diddy panel. Alright, so DK cannot do anything more on this particular path, though I believe I saw another path to investigate. Alright, where is warp panel number 4? Ah, it's at the bottom of this very area. So getting back up ain't too hard. Donkey. Wow, that doesn't get him? Oh, yes it does. Okay, so the other path that we did not investigate was up this, which is clearly meant for Tiny. And yet, I don't see anything preventing DK from doing it. Yet. And now I do. Alright, so Donkey appears to have exhausted his options now. Well, that long jump didn't go quite as long as I hoped it would, but thankfully we didn't fall anywhere. So we can grab a couple coins as Tiny. That's easy enough. And then let's be Lanky, because I believe Lanky is who we actually need to free Chunky. We're gonna need some of his coins. So let's get those here. Well, that's not ideal. But, you know what? It's not a huge issue. We wanted to be in here anyway. Baboonus Balloonus.
You'll have a swell time with this one, Lanky. Float around in the air for a while by finding my pad with your face on it and pressing Z to inflate. Press Z again if you want to deflate. I really can't see this being used for much, though.
Alright, so now Lanky can, in fact, inflate himself just like a balloon. But can he just dig this tune? That remains to be seen. Wait a minute. Yep, evidence says that he can, in fact, just dig this tune. I gotta keep Z held. Wow, we didn't even need to inflate to unlock Chunky?
Chunky free now, thank you, friend Lanky. Chunky can collect green bananas. Me wait in tag barrel until you need help.
So wait a minute. The fact that we got Baboonus Balloonus and not anything else means that it'll actually be impossible to 100% Frantic Factory on our first visit. Can't be done. Unless I was mistaken. No, that is a donkey barrel. I was mistaken. In fact, only donkey can do this. I said donkey can't do this. I saw the blue coins and the barrel and the conveyor belt going fast, and my brain was just like, oh, yep, that is 100% going to be... We need the fast handstand sprint for Lanky to go fast enough. But no, it's... We need to be invincible monkey. Wait for a better cycle here. Might take a bit. There we go. Almost didn't make that. Oh, there's Donkey's Kasplat. Why didn't I see him before? And camera, can you please behave better? Okay, banana obtained. need to get back to a tag barrel. I mean, we could just jump down and take the banana porter back up, but that'll cost us exactly what it's gonna cost. Oh, we were only one level above the banana porter. Interesting. Well, a bit late for that information now. Getting Donkey back out. We got a good cycle there. Are you gonna slow down, other one? There we go. Okay. How? I know how. Okay, we got that. And now we can just go all the way down. That's not all the way down. But it's close enough. Camera? Camera, I need you to behave better. Okay, we've found the last of Donkey's bananas. Golden and otherwise. And Lanky's got to come back in here for that balloon. How do we end this mode again? Leaving the room will probably do it. Z and left C was not doing it. So Donkey is done with Frantic Factory unless we find more Donkey coins somewhere. That was rude, sir. Hitting me before I even had a chance to move. Okay. Now we are done in this very loud room. What else can the Lanky do? There were a bunch more Lanky bananas on the way up, weren't there? I'm not gonna lie. I love how Lanky's arms swing around when he walks like this. Just looking like straight up a barrel of monkeys monkey. Okay, so Chunky's got to come up this high. Lanky's got to come up here. I believe I saw Chunky bananas, yep, on this rotating thing. We don't have to go any higher than this because over on the other side is the 4. Just checking to make sure there's nothing in the middle to grab. Well, Lanky is done in this room, and that's good for him. Was Lanky done in this room? I believe we've seen Diddy things, but not additional Lanky things. Yeah, that's also a Diddy thing. I wonder if I'm gonna have to punch down the chunky gates in order to get anyone else to places they need to go. Because, like, this is a gate only Chunky can punch down, but it looks like it's only got chunky stuff behind it. What about in here? We've got tiny things. We've got Diddy things. We do not appear to have anything else. Alright, so I believe Lanky is done in this general vicinity. Let's take him the other way. You know, I can't help but feel like the Kremling's toy sales might increase if they made toys that weren't so belligerent. Okay, we got a bunch of chunky bananas up here. That's just a window into the room that we were just in. More chunky stuff here. I know there were lanky bananas on the other end of this banana border. Where is this? Place that we can get through other means. Just want to make sure I've explored all my options. Rather than just... Is Lanky's grape shooter just way weaker than the coconut gun? Pretty sure DK one-shot that thing. It's this way to snide, right? Yep, sure is. We've got a chunky balloon up here. Chunky coins and bananas. Anything for Lanky? Nothing for Lanky. Okay, I know for a fact we're gonna see some use out of Lanky's abilities in here. We got some chunky stuff. No real surprise that there's chunky stuff. We're also going to see use out of Diddy in here. Get some Lanky coins. And is it time for Lanky to do his first ever inflation? I believe it is.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Oh boy, it's time for our first slot machine. Line up 4 bananas to win the jackpot. Press A to spin and stop the reels. So this first one, nice and slow. It will get more difficult as we get more of this minigame. But this first one, honestly, the timer might be the biggest villain, specifically because of how slow the reels go. Ah, hey there, Carl. Yeah, Diddy things, depending on which Diddy you mean, can be problematic in this day and age, but thankfully we mean Diddy Kong. So they are not quite so problematic. I could have sworn there was something Lanky could reach on this central block stack by inflating. Perhaps there is, and I just went the wrong direction to find it at first. So let's take another look. Well, you can get up here. There are Diddy bananas. And additional Diddy bananas and a likely Diddy platform. Yeah, nothing for Lanky up there. Okay. I don't think Lanky needs to visit Funky. That's a tiny balloon, not a Lanky balloon. And everyone got the ammo built, so yeah. Well, at least we got more grapes. And you know what? While we're here, let's just go ahead and pop that tiny balloon. And I was gonna say let's get Chunky his gun, but Chunky doesn't have coins to buy it with. I mean, there's 2 coins. If we can find him a third, then that would probably be enough. But I don't know where a third Chunky coin lives right now. And that would make getting a third coin slightly more difficult. Cool. I was standing on the block, but not the part that was going to raise up. And this was the path that had the banana fairy and leads down to Donkey's counting puzzle, which is super hard, asking a monkey to count. Alrighty. Let's see here. Where else can we go? Is this the direction we came from? Maybe. Yeah, I heard snide. This is the direction we came from. I mean, I heard a building, not necessarily snide, but I know from the location that it must have been snide. And that way is Funky. Okay, so I suppose that means it's time to move on to R&D as Lanky. And I just got hit by a sneaking suspicion. Ooh, Lanky coins. Once we're out of this level, I'll have to investigate something. Actually, maybe I don't have to. No. Or maybe? No, we cannot get to options here. So yeah, once we're out of this level, I will investigate a thing. Okay, now we're back here. Where there are, in fact, things for Lanky to grab. And an instrument for Lanky to play. In fact, multiple instruments for Lanky to play. Yellow, blue, yellow. Yellow, blue, yellow, purple. Yellow, blue, yellow, purple, green. Yellow, blue, yellow, purple, green, yellow. Yellow, blue, yellow, purple, green, yellow, red. Oh, banana. We never got orange. And now Lanky's done collecting all of his non-snide golden bananas. Oh, we can't even hear what orange sounds like. Okay, there's the balloon. And there's the hit. Gotta find 7 more non-golden bananas, which, I mean, there's at least a few this way. As well as his splat, which I believe was just up here. Yep, that's blue. And looks like Lanky is done. There's a handful of chunky coins here, so... Oh, I bet. Yep, there's 5 golden bananas for Chunky. Who could have guessed? Since there are chunky coins here, we are grabbing them. I do not intend to stay chunky for a long period of time right now. Though, if we take this banana port, then that can get us near where there are even more chunky coins, among other things. Chunky is unable to pop this balloon yet. But with 9 coins, I think he'll be able to get all of his starter thingies. Right? Oh, with 14 coins, he'll be even more able to. Give me my ability to punch. Hunky Chunky? That's not what we use to punch open the gates, is it?
You can now use my special barrel with your face on it. Leap into one and prepare to be amazed as you change size. You'll only be able to remain like this while your supply of crystal coconuts lasts, though.
Oh, okay, he's got another potion for us.
It's your lucky day, Chunky. Somehow you've played well enough to earn my next potion as well. It's cheap at 5 coins. I'm sure you'll want this one, too.
Okay, sandwich 'em knuckles.
All you understand is brute force, Chunky, so this should be perfect for you. Press and hold Z, then press B to smash anything that takes your fancy.
Normally you don't want to smash things that take your fancy. Just saying. And now to get Chunky his triangle. Alright, now we just gotta get Chunky his gun.
Hey, Chunky, that's a special coin you've picked up. It gives 5 coins to each Kong.
And incidentally, if you pick them up before collecting a Kong, that Kong does not get 5 coins from it. And they do not come back. Okay, so from here, I guess we go this way if we want to get anywhere that's anywhere. I need to find Funky again. But there ain't no law that says I can't do a mini game or two on the way.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Stash Snatch. Collect all the coins, then head for the checkered flag. That's 1. 2, 3. I feel like there's probably going to be one this way. There sure is. The fact that we can zoom out at all here. Okay, there's the checkered flag. Which means our last coin's got to be this way. I don't know that Chunky really has any means beyond, I guess, maybe a long jump of moving faster. But we already knew he may move slow. And he can't jump high. But this Kong, he's one hell of a guy. Or heck of a guy if you ask Smash Bros. There's nothing left in here for us, but I think 5 takes us straight to Funky. It does. Give Chunky gun. The pineapple launcher. Okay, so now Chunky is fully equipped. Which I guess means that we should stay chunky until we are done chunkying around. Stupid die. So we got those 2 coins. I think those might actually be all there is for Chunky in this particular room. They are not. This just takes us down to the Donkey Kong counting puzzle, which has nothing for Chunky. But that Alco's got something for Chunky. Yeah, we can take a look. Yep, nothing for Chunky in there. So let's bring Chunky to R&D. Taking a bit of a different order through this factory as Chunky, but that is perfectly acceptable. Doing the same things in the same order every time can get old. I don't think there's anything for Chunky in here. Well, thankfully the big punch gets rid of the robots. And yep, nothing for Chunky in there. There's something for Chunky here. Cool. Love that I did that when I wasn't quite on the platform. Surely this is not going to be any kind of boss fight or other large altercation, what with how much ammo they give us down here. Surely it won't. Why would I even think it might be? Alright, this is gonna be like the toy golem. Where we fight a bunch of regular toys. And then we fight all the same toys, but all at once, and they form together into a toy golem. But also, there's new types of toys that weren't here before. Nice of them to give us infinite crystal coconuts. Cool, nice miss. How many punches is the thing gonna take? That many. If Chunky was faster, he would have full health right now. Don't remember what was down here. I'm not gonna go until I have confirmed that that is for Diddy and not for Chunky. So now we can go down here without worry. Right, it drops us off at the no admittance hut. Okay. That works out just fine. We've already gone through there. Let's actually get back on the Banana Porter #1. Because that is how we got here to begin with. And that way we can take the paths that we did not. Even if they may lead to places that we have otherwise been. Alright, bunch of bananas there. And then this just gets us to the bottom floor of the production room, which we were just in on the other side. So, we've come full circuit-ish. Okay, so there is a banana in there. And we are on a timer to get it. Thankfully, we can save a lot of time. Open up. If I hadn't unlocked that banana porter earlier, that would have been annoying to get. Also, I don't like that it zooms the camera back in every time you get a banana. Like, I want the camera zoomed out, game. I zoomed it out for a reason. I like enhanced visibility more than I like getting a close-up look of Chunky specifically. Does Chunky need to go up there for any reason? I don't think he does. He does need to go lower for a reason, though. Can we get down easily? Yeah, we should be able to. Easy. Let's not go falling off just yet, Chunky. There we go. Now we've gotten everything there. We're still 30 bananas shy, but then again, there is still an area that I haven't explored as Chunky. That I know of off the top of my head. And this is where we came in, so it's the other side we want to go to, just to confirm. I think this is... yeah, this is where Banana Porter number 1 was, and where Chunky started. Or rather, where we rescued Chunky. So, let's go in Banana Portal number 1 again. And then go the direction Chunky has not gone. And since we... oh, he's got balloon here. And we got some bananas and coins. I don't see any on the other one, but let's go ahead and take the banana porter just to be super certain. I don't know whether they would render them on the other side of the glass, though I'm pretty sure they would. And since Chunky is here, we might as well turn in his blueprint. Okay, we turn the crank, which makes a finger go, and press a button. The real weird part is that finger looked oddly human and not simian. This is where we first started exploring as Chunky, so we are still missing 15 bananas somewhere. And I am not sure where those are going to be. We've been to R&D. Has Chunky gone up here? He didn't need to. This is the path down to DK's number puzzle. Maybe there are more Chunky bananas higher up in the production room. But we also need another gold banana. So there's got to be more than just that. Where would there be another chunky gold banana? Calling it a chunky gold banana makes it sound horribly unappetizing. I suppose it doesn't have to sound appetizing to me now, does it? Good cycle. There's so much rumbling and camera shake going on over there. And also, I guess, right here. Just not quite as insistently. I'm not seeing more chunky stuff. That's a tiny balloon. Not a chunky one. Yeah, I'm not seeing more chunky stuff. Where have I not been as chunky that I need to go as chunky? Oh, well. In here. I opened it but didn't do anything here, I guess. Yep, that's all our bananas, and I bet we're gonna get our gold banana in here too. Oh, that's a problem solved. Nice try, Chunky. I guess we gotta drop down. Chunky, would you kindly drop down? There we go. Oh, we needed to do that first. I was thinking that I just needed to jump onto that from higher up, because the thing was already starting to go down when I jumped to it. No, this makes sense. There we go. Chunky has completed his first level. Now we just got Diddy and Tiny. Let's do Tiny. She is about to get a very useful ability. Roundum Roundus.
Time to do something with that silly hair of yours, Tiny, and use it to extend your feeble jumping skills. Press A to jump, and then press and hold A again while in the air. Go on, give it a twirl.
Wouldn't be an early 3D platformer without a character who could do some manner of gliding. And Tiny is quite possibly the best at it out of all the characters in classic 3D gaming. Like, yeah, Banjo and Kazooie, they've got the wing flap thing, which is fine. It's got nothing on the ponytail twirl here, though. Rayman can do his helicopter thing, but unless he gets a special lum, he's got, like, no horizontal momentum on it. So yeah, Tiny's just really good at it, and apparently this gate regenerates when you stop being chunky. They give us a freaking cutscene for this? They don't trust us to maneuver ourselves through that pipe? Yeah, we're doing fine on ammo. We don't need to stop by Funky. Okay, so in here, we know that Tiny has things to do. Not specifically up here, though. There's bananas this way. I'm a sucker for bananas. But these just take us back towards where Snide is, so we'll be getting anything else that's this way later. And we don't need to go down that path. But we do need to go up here. And another cutscene. At least they don't spend my crystal coconuts during the cutscenes. Gotta hit the orange. Next, I gotta hit the watermelon. And then the regular banana. I guess there's only regular bananas. Then the crystal coconut. Excuse me, I hit that. Wah. Game's being real picky. Like, it's not giving me the you hit the wrong thing, but it's also not giving me the you hit the right thing. There we go. And somehow that freed a banana fairy near Funky. Which I suppose means we should go back to Funky now, doesn't it? Again, I pressed A multiple times before remembering that it's B to take the photo. I believe that's everything for Tiny in this general vicinity. So let's head to R&D. Was there anything for Tiny here? Yes, there was. We got some bananas to grab. There's going to be a mini game to play. A robot to get slapped by. What more could you ask for?
Nice set of wheels, Tiny. Let's race for this golden banana trophy, shall we? To win, you'll have to beat me over 2 laps and collect 10 coins. Try pressing Z to speed up and use the control stick to change lanes. Press A to cheat. Ready? Here we go.
Press A to cheat. Not often do games give you that instruction. Twice now I've ended up on an exploding barrel from taking a boost. Anyway, I'm not pressing A. I haven't pressed A. I do not intend to press A. I've been explicitly told that it is cheating. And I did not need to cheat.
Oh no, the shame of being beaten by a monkey. I'll let you have this prize if you promise not to mention this to the other cars
in the pit lane. All right. Victory obtained. No cheating done. I think we actually go a decent bit faster doing this than any other form of movement Tiny has. That was for Chunky. So I think Tiny is done in this direction. So let's pop her on the banana porter number 1. She still needs a lot of regular bananas and a golden banana that comes from not a blueprint. But we haven't taken her to the actual production room yet. So that would explain that. And I believe that's... yeah, this is back to where we grabbed the balloon, or not balloons, the bananas earlier. So, to the production room floor. Where Tiny will be getting probably the rest of everything she needs. It feels weird that photographing a banana fairy increases and refills your banana film stock. Like, does that mean that they expect it to take more attempts with every successive fairy? And are we on a timer to get that? We are not on a timer to get that. So let's still take the slow way up so that we can be absolutely certain that we have collected everything that we need to on the way up. That's Tiny's only balloon on this level. There may be more higher up, or there may not. That was a lot of woohoo. I've made that jump onto this thing first try a few times now. In a row, no less. Sometimes you gotta celebrate the small victories. Okay, so we know there's tiny bananas up there. Doesn't look like there are any anywhere else. So let's get going.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Crazy Kong clamor with clamor spelled Europeanly. Okay, shoot the golden banana, just don't hit any Kongs. I don't know why they bother limiting our ammo for this, because you can just reload after every single shot without losing any time or getting any sort of penalty or anything. There's no reason for them to have limited our ammo for those, because, yeah, there's always time to reload when the screen fades out after any given banana hit. Okay, 10 bananas remain. Which means there's probably a banana balloon. Right, at Snides. Or no, not at Snides. There's bananas right there. How do we get there? Where is there? It's up that. How do we get to that? Oh, it's the landing over here. Well, that's easy enough. And I believe that is Tiny done. Yep. So now we just gotta do Diddy. And then the boss. And then we'll go back to finish out Jungle Japes with the 3 Kongs that we haven't brought there yet. Is there a tag barrel anywhere nearby? There should be one at Snides. Not gonna bother visiting Snide yet. Okay. We know for a fact Diddy's got a good handful of bananas to get in the production room. Not to mention his blueprint. And is that gonna be on a timer? Nope, Chunky's the only one who they gave a timer. Do we have any reason to take the long way up? I don't think we do. I'll take another quick look just to be sure. I don't see any Diddy bananas or coins down there. almost jumped too far. Okay, we do have Diddy bananas here. But Diddy hasn't learned how to do this yet. Whoops. Really need to get in the habit of getting our abilities before getting anything else. Is there a fast way to Cranky? I don't know that there is. Yes, there is. Because it's right here. Lepus largium.
Even I could jump higher than you, Diddy, so I'm sure you'll be needing this one. Find my pad with your face on it, and press Z to leap high into the air.
Okay, back to the production room. We gotta go get that gold banana. Now that we are actually capable of doing so. Diddy. Wait for a better cycle. Which is gonna take a while, it seems. Diddy! I know that was the result of my own missed input, but it felt like Diddy was the one not cooperating. Okay. I'm gonna wait for a more aligned cycle here, because the close one's gonna start rolling before the long one starts slowing. Or the far one, not the long one. This might be our best shot for a while. And it worked. And there we go. Banana got. Now let's carefully descend. We are done in the production room. Now we gotta make our way to the storage room. And beyond. Okay, was there anything Diddy needed in here? I believe so, yes. Yep, that's Diddy face right there. For 3 coins. Alright, that's all for Diddy in here until we come back from above. Rude. We do not need to visit Funky. And now that we're at a multiple of 5 for Diddy Bananas, I expect we will only find bunches and balloons from this point on. Is there anything this way? There is. Okay, wasn't expecting to fall all the way down. Welcome to bonus stage.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Herald path panic. Shoot the claptraps to clear the fairy's path. Press A to fire a melon. And shoot the melon to reload. So that's what happens if we don't clear the fairy's path. Don't have to be precious about our timing. We just need to make sure that the claptraps are not awake as a fairy goes by. I'd forgotten that bit, which is why I was trying to time it early on. Oh, yeah. All right, so that's the very peak of the factory, I would imagine. Don't believe there's anything else for Diddy on that stack of blocks. I don't believe there's anything for him up here either. That's over to Funky's. That's to DK's counting puzzle. So I guess on to R&D. Got some coins to grab. And we know for a fact Diddy has something to do in R&D, as we have seen his guitar pad multiple times. And that hole is to jump in later. Three, 1, 2, 4. And yes, I did see the tail of that balloon. Oh no, 3 enemies. So 3124 is not the correct door. How about 4231? Oh, that's not promising. One, 3, 4, 2. The only question that now remains is, was I just unlucky enough to get the right one last? Or do you just have to do all 3 of them? And it seems the latter is the case. Really, they give us infinite ammo for this. Might as well use this infinite ammo to try and get the balloons. Okay, so we did have to do all 3. And is that ditty done? No, it is not. We still have one more gold banana to find. But I know where to find it.
Welcome to bonus.
And it's our first beaver bother. Herd the beavers into the pit. Press A to jump. And B to scare them. So beaver bother is very picky. Because, yeah, you gotta scare the beavers into the pit. But they will only go into the pit if they are moving actually perpendicular. Like, they gotta be pointed straight in. As you can see, that one hung on the edge for a while, but did not go in. And so, yeah, this is one that can be very rough to actually get done if the beavers don't cooperate. So yeah, that can happen. I would have had that if the hole's edge wasn't so sticky. There's gonna be like 2 more beaver bothers that each get harder than this one. Yeah, that last one went in at a kind of oblique angle, which is unusual. Go in, beavers! We're not getting at this one either. Honestly, I think I remember the final beaver bother being the hardest minigame to actually succeed at. Yeah, these beavers, they just... It often seems that they follow no logic whatsoever. Sometimes they decide to go in. Sometimes they just get stuck on the rim and refuse. And what makes them choose one over the other is beyond the knowledge of we mere mortal men. And my controller just freaked out for a moment there. I don't know why. It started vibrating and making me go in just one direction for a bit. Maybe it's trying to tell me it's low on battery or something. Anyway, this is another failure. Oh, the controller misbehaving certainly didn't help. Let me just go ahead and plug that in to make sure that it is not a battery issue. There we go, we are plugged in. Let's try again. To bother more beavers. I don't know why they really give us the ability to jump, other than maybe they think we might want to jump over the pit sometimes. I know this is Rareware and not Nintendo, but Nintendo has had a better example of the herd things into a spot mechanic. In Twilight Princess, Goat In was very easy to achieve. Unlike Beavers In, which we've seen a few in this attempt just get stuck on the edge and refuse to drop. Like, look at that! That thing turned all the way and just did not go in.
Welcome to bonus stage.
I don't like Beaver Bother, because it doesn't work right. It's the one minigame, I think, where it's really just the functionality of the game that makes it difficult. It doesn't work as you would expect it to. Like, this beaver totally should have gone in a million times. Yeah, if this game worked as you expect it to, it would be easy. A cinch.
Welcome to bonus
But it
stage.
doesn't. It feels like it is non-functional. And that is where the difficulty comes in. The lack of functionality. And that's never what you want to have make a minigame feel hard. No, you want it to be hard because it's a reasonable challenge for what they set out. Not because it doesn't work. Like, you want to feel like you were in control of your failure, not like the beavers just decided not to go in the hole. But this looks like it's gonna be the one. There we go. And that was a handily successful attempt. Alright, so that's everyone done in Frantic Factory. Yeah, we've got blueprints to turn in, but we can turn those in anywhere. So, let's go unlock and face the boss. I really wish that we didn't have to give up our bananas to do this. Like, I would prefer if it was just a check to see if we have enough total bananas. Because the thing is, once you've given them up, they don't come back. And like, yeah, you know you're missing exactly the number that was used to unlock the boss door. But it makes it feel like your collection screen is incomplete when you do not have bananas. I know that's also why they did the banana medal instead of having the bananas themselves be the collectible that matters. But like, this is a game that they bothered to get a Guinness World Record for having the most collectibles in any video game. And yet they have you throw some collectibles inside a hippo and not keep them collected. Anyway, this boss took me several tries back when I was a kid. I guess we gotta step on the lit one, huh? I think this was the only boss that took me multiple tries as a kid, other than K. Rool himself. But I think I will be better at it now than I was then. So that's one hit. I think most of my failures against this boss as a kid came from missing platforms, like trying to take diagonals. And maybe it'll be necessary to take diagonals later, but for now, seems fine to just go with cardinal directions. There's 2 hits. Yep. And I've fallen. I guess falling does not count as a failure, though. You just take an elevator back up. Never mind. Well, I've almost gotten myself hit just now. Thankfully, he gives us a little pause before he slams down. I may have taken a hit, but so did he. And this is the first boss we got to hit more than 3 times. And now he is... well, he was going a little faster. Now he's back to normal speed. I'm sure there comes a part where we gotta do more than just this. Like moving one spot at a time. Oh. Ah. He's got laser beams. Ah, yes, and then he goes invisible. Which honestly doesn't really harm us much. Like, we still got the sparkles. He's not moving any faster than before. Did this boss take me multiple tries? Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Oh. He tried to trick us. Okay, a bit rude to do that on the platform with the panel. But I do believe that is a victory. That was not hard at all. If that did take me multiple tries as a kid, I was a terrible kid. Or rather, I was a kid who was terrible at this game. Which is possible, but then again, considering how many times I got 101%, I couldn't have been that bad. So maybe I was just misremembering. Anyway, that is Frantic Factory done. And since we can, let's grab Chunky. Bust this open. And apparently that had a Kasplat for Tiny of all callings. I missed. Wow. Got her that time. And now let's go grab Donkey so that he can pull a lever. Ain't nobody pulls levers like Donkey. And there's a bongo pad too. Wow, Donkey gets to do 2 things in here.
Squawk! I found another banana, Donkey. Squawk!
Did it just throw it on the floor? Do I have to go grab that myself? I do. Thanks for failing to deliver it to me, bird. Alright, so Frantic Factory is done. We never got to go back in there. So off to Jungle Japes we go again. Because Tiny, Lanky, and Chunky have all not finished what they can do here. Because they have never been here. Time to pick up a boulder with relative ease. Crush rocks like it's such a breeze. And then have Lanky play the trombone. And another golden banana. Will this one actually be delivered to us? No, it won't. And into Jungle Japes we go. Let's take a look at the top of this tree to make sure there's no bananas up here for anyone. Looks like we should have come in here as Tiny first. But we got some Lanky coins in here. Looks like perhaps Lanky has a golden banana. And it's accessible just as early as Tiny's first. So Lanky is still a fine choice. Even though I was only Lanky because he got a golden banana outside and I didn't want to bother swapping again. Mad Maze Mall. Time to kill everything in the maze. Oh, all the baddies. Yep. Then head for the checkered flag. So that's one. Direction to the flag. No, it is not. Good.
Well done!
I don't normally like swapping monkeys, but we actually do need Chunky to open up some areas. As for what to do with this rock, I believe we're supposed to just throw it away, but we've got it. Might as well try it. Oh, it just had a banana in it. Okay. And there's Tiny's Kasplat. And we need actually Tiny to open that area, not Chunky. I don't know why we did a standard punch there. I did not let go of the stick. Oh, if you mash B, he ends up punching instead of continuing. So you need to have a little bit of time between your spins. Good to know. Okay, so we did need Chunky to open an area. Because there's tiny coins in here. In addition to chunky bananas. And that was a spider web, okay. Really playing with the best lighting the N64 has to offer here. So one of these takes us to a golden banana and some coins, and the other one takes us to a beaver. Oh, no, that's a Kasplat, not a beaver. Okay, so it takes us to a golden banana. But also it takes us to losing a life, apparently. Thankfully, it doesn't send us all the way back to the entrance of the level, but it sends us back to the entrance of this cave. A little bit rude. I seriously need to shoot these out again? Going for the golden banana this time. Just because that way, if I don't fail to get on the Kasplat's platform. Chunky. I want the coins. Don't just go grabbing vines mid-cutscene. Ooh, there. Yeah, this way I can just try and get the Kasplat. Maybe I should work smarter. It's a lot safer to approach an enemy that's already dead. And just confirming, yep, we kept the blueprint. So, before I forget, let's bring Tiny back here.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Splish Splash Salvage. Collect all the coins, but watch out for the starfish. Okay. Ah, yes. So this one, the main villain, is depth perception. Unfortunately, you cannot swim while in first-person mode, and therefore you just gotta make sure that you're hitting all of the things, which can be a little tricky with the camera not being behind you, and thus you being not as easily able to gauge position in 3D space relative to your target coins. Still one of the easier minigames. Just has that one minor annoyance. Alright, let's go over here to the left so that we can have Tiny unlock the area. Oh, right. She should grab her coins from Chunky's little cave before we get too far away from that. Not that we're going to be really hurting for coins anytime soon. But still, they're there. I want to grab them. So there's a hunky chunky barrel. There's also a tiny barrel. Alright. So that's one room down. Sneaky hiding this coin back here. And what's in door number 3? Some claptraps, some bees, some bananas. Some film and a gold banana. Though, being real, this feels like the type of place where a banana fairy should be. And maybe there is, but only if we defeat all the enemies? Or maybe I only feel that way because they give us film. Didn't realize it could reach higher than that. Where'd it go? Well, I've defeated all the enemies and still no banana fairy, so I guess I was being misled by the film, or maybe it's going to be in the central area now. No? What about this area? No? It really does feel like this is the type of environment a banana fairy should be. But I guess ain't no fairies here. And we can smallify again. There is still reason to be small. Wish this one was closer to a barrel. Using up so many crystal coconuts just getting over here, but thankfully they put us in a cutscene where we don't use any once we get inside. There's another one. Okay. This takes us up here, which conveniently has tiny coins. Lanky is not the only one who can get up here. But is there a reason for Tiny to get in here?
Don't those pegs look a little loose to you?
Yeah, looks like this is a place meant for Lanky and Lanky alone. So we will leave it to him. That's a Lanky-only room. But we got Tiny stuff in here. That banana fairy was too far away for its model to spawn in, but apparently still counted. This is all chunky and lanky. No telling whose face is going to be on that panel, though. I would guess chunky, but could be lanky. Could be tiny. Wouldn't be Diddy or Donkey, though. Some tiny bananas. There's chunky bananas on top of Cranky's. And there's the rest of Tiny's bananas. And now we gotta go all the way back there, huh? 30 seconds. Thankfully, we've got warps. And that is Tiny done in Jungle Japes. I see those lanky bananas in the water. We'll have to remember those. I think it's time to be chunky again. It is time to be chunky again because we saw a boulder that he can pick up with relative ease. And apparently 3 chunky balloons that either I didn't take note of earlier, or that I didn't notice earlier. And that is indeed a chunky face. Oh, the boulder had bananas in it. Is that gonna be timed? It sure is. Okay, I think if we turn right, we'll actually be a little bit closer to the warp panel. Which then takes us back to the left. And then we gotta use a warp to get up. Does 2 take us where we want to be? It does. And was it this side? It was. Well, that was tighter than I would have liked it to be, but we made it. So now we know there are at least 5 chunky bananas to get in here. Game, I was trying to do a long jump, not a high jump. But I don't think a long jump is actually the thing we need anyway. I don't know what is. Maybe a long jump is? Or maybe we need to be at a closer tree. This tree might be taller. No, it doesn't appear to be any taller. But it is closer, which is what we needed. Okay, so we got a lanky panel with a lanky balloon. That was the tiny panel. That's a diddy panel, and that's a donkey panel. So the chunky panel was, in fact, the one under the rock. So chunky's done in here. So now we gotta go back over to the area that Tiny unlocked, where probably the rest of Chunky's stuff is gonna live. I don't know if this is the fastest means Chunky has of moving. This might be. I don't think this is either. So let's see what Hunky Chunky has to do here.
Squawk! This ability uses your crystal coconuts. Cancel the move by holding Z and pressing left C.
Not gonna climb all the way to the top, bud? So there were only 4 trees, I believe.
Welcome to
Oh, it's our first
bonus
minecart mayhem. Avoid the TNT carts. To speed up, press Z. To slow down, press B. To change lanes, use the stick at any junction. Good luck. So, we need to not hit the TNT. And I almost hit it on the first opportunity. If it hadn't changed tracks when it did, I would have hit it. Gets trickier on a later one where there are 2 TNT barrels. Seriously, I need to hunky chunky to get the banana too. Is there any other cause for hunky chunky around here? Not that I can see. So... we need to find 10 more chunky bananas somewhere. Where will we find 10 more chunky bananas? Since it's 10 of them, that's going to be either 2 bunches or 1 balloon. And if I was a chunky balloon, I would be flying around up here. But I guess I'm not a chunky balloon, so what would I know? There's lanky bananas on top of that tree. Maybe there's another tree with chunky bananas somewhere. Though it would have to be 2 trees with chunky bananas. Unfortunately, the draw distance is not good enough that I would be able to see them from here. Doesn't appear to be any bananas on top of any of these trees. And the only bananas in the water here belong to Lanky. Which means either the bananas I'm looking for are back in the first area, or I missed some somewhere that I've already been. Of those... oh, looks like going... no, never mind. I was thinking... a different spot. So, not seeing any here. Also yawn. I'm a little sleep deprived right now. Had a stomach issue last night. And did not sleep terribly well. Basically took an hour and a half nap. And then went to bed later and managed to sleep for 3 hours before waking up and feeling too awake to get back to sleep. I tried. Was lying there for an hour. Got nothing sleep-wise. And then I did some things for a bit. Managed to get another 2 hours of sleep after I felt tired again. And now here I am. So yeah, I am running on 6-ish. Very non-contiguous hours of sleep. Which isn't ideal. But hey, I'm alive. So I guess we're just hoping that there will be chunky bananas in this area. There's probably a chunky balloon somewhere. Super obvious. Oh, so hi, chunky coins. Not seeing any chunky bananas here. Perhaps I should go lanky and see if maybe we find chunky bananas while I'm lankying. Balloons for characters do show up when you're playing as someone else. So why didn't I notice those 3 chunky balloons before? Is there something to that? Does that mean that there would be chunky balloons elsewhere that I wouldn't have noticed? If so, my only real thought is maybe the one area that I wrote off as being lanky exclusive would have them. Just gonna do a quick look. Not seeing any more bananas up this, or up these trees. I do see chunky coins. Don't need them. They don't hurt. Got no reason not to grab them. There doesn't appear to be anything else banana-wise in here. So let's circle the camera this way. And then the other way to make sure we don't miss any balloon. Like in case the last time I looked, we circled behind it the entire way. Again, we got lanky bananas up there. Lanky coins and such around here. But lanky is not and will never be chunky bananas. Found them. Okay, time for lanky. There's chunky coins in here. Let's grab those chunky coins before I forget about them. Okay, I don't believe Lanky has any reason to go that way, so he won't. Alright, now that Lanky's here, let's see about these loose pegs. Oh no, bees! Nailed the balloon with the last shot. Before control was taken from me. And suddenly, Banana Fairy. Since we know there's lanky stuff on top of this mountain, we gotta go up there. Did this tree have lanky bananas? I know the one by Snides did. This tree did not. Lanky's rich. Was that the only tree with lanky bananas? It appears that was the only tree with lanky bananas. And there were lanky bananas over here. Remember that much. And then we go to the lanky exclusive area. Lanky's number of bananas is currently nice, but now it isn't. And what minigame have we got here?
Welcome to bonus stage.
Ah, Speedy Swing Sortie. Bounce up into the trees and collect all the coins. So hard. Just need to have a good rhythm, considering they always face you to the next vine to begin with. That one, I'm pretty sure there's even time to still get it if you miss a couple jumps. As long as you don't fall, like... I mean, like if you wait for a couple swings back. Alright, we have got 20 lanky bananas left to get. I know exactly where they all are. There's one on his face panel, one in the balloon above his face panel, and one in the tree next to his face panel, or nearest to his face panel. This tree. And now, to go get Lanky's last banana in Jungle Japes. Looks like we're gonna have to take the 4 and then the 2. And it was by the cannon, so we just drop right here. And there we go. Everyone's got everything they can get in Jungle Japes. Other than turn-ins for blueprints, which we might as well do. So we got 2 blueprints to turn in with Lanky here, which means we're going to get 2 golden bananas. Thankfully, we don't have to watch this twice for him. And 2 blueprints for Diddy. I wish this was skippable. And now my number of golden bananas is nice. But it will soon stop being so. That boat sure does like to go. And now for Chunky to meet Snide for the first time. Oh, that wasn't Chunky's first time. Either that or we actually did miss a blueprint somewhere. Did we not get his blueprint in Frantic Factory? Hang on. Aztec Frantic Factory. We got his blueprint. Okay, so we just we turned it in already, and I forgot having done so. Cool. Alright, time for Tiny to turn in blueprints. And then Jungle Japes will be done forever on this file. Okay, Jungle Japes is done. Would you look at that? Yep, Jungle Japes can't get more done. And Frantic Factory also can't get more done. Angry Aztec can get a little more done, though. But it's not going to get a little more done today. Because I actually need to call this a stream here, given the time. So, thanks folks for dropping by to watch and chat and all that. And I will be back on, I think, Friday? Probably. Not Thursday. Not having a birthday. Well, maybe I am. Thursday is my birthday. Depending on how things go, I might have time for a short stream either early or late. But it won't be at the usual time. Or maybe it will. No, if it's early, it would be the usual time. Whatever. There's a possibility of a short birthday stream on Thursday. And then I'll definitely be back on Friday. So yeah. Friday definitely, maybe Thursday. See ya then, friends.
Okay.